All right, step one, whenever you get the engine, you're going to take this red fan cover off, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 main bolts that hold it on, and then to hold it to the head cover, 1 here and 1 there, right? So first thing you'll do, you'll take those off, all right? Then, once you take that off, we're going to put the motor on, so let me show you that. First thing you'll do, take the cover off. Okay. All right, so you just took the red fan cover off. All right, in the other box, you'll have the starter motor. And this is very simple to install, right? Taking the fan cover off is going to take longer than installing this. Okay, so this is your alternator leads. I'll have a little bit of heat shrink covering these just so they don't touch and spark or anything. But it'll kind of be tucked away behind here, and then once you decide if you do want to run lights or anything like that, then until then you can zip tie it up, tuck it away somewhere, just for your initial startup. But anyways, here's the motor. All you do, you got mounting point here and here. Your little sprocket matches up with the gear behind there, so faces in here just like this. Make sure my alternator wire in the back isn't getting pinched in there. There you go. Just line it up, press it in there, and then these 2 bolts, they're going to come in there. Just take them out, install them right here. Right, so all of the hardware on here is standard US thread, except for these. These on this are metric. Okay, so heads up, I'll include these. All right, but that's all you do. You just put that in there, take an Allen wrench. All right, put the phone down for a second because it's easier with 2 hands. All right, so tighten these 2 down. All right, once you have the starter motor on, then you can reinstall the fan cover. All right, just make sure your little rubber grommet squeezed back in there. Line it all up, just like that. And then just go around and install, oh, gotta be careful, see that popped out. Install your 1/4 inch bolts, just get them started, right? Because if you start tightening down this one, then maybe you're not going to be able to get that one in. So, all right, the fan cover, it's simple. I can't show you with the one hand because this grommet right here is a tight fit. Okay, so put that on there first. Get your things rolling away. Get your fan cover right with it in the right spot. Try to do this while holding the phone. Feel around, find that little clip. There we go. Right, and you can see I'm just doing this by hand, right? Just getting these on here, kind of not even hand tight, just hand installed. Right. Come around the other side. It's hard to do one-handed because you got to apply pressure on the fan cover to get this in there, right? You can see to get it lined up with that clip in there, you really got to put some forward pressure on it. So let me see if I can do this with one hand. All right, got that started. Then you're just going to come around put these in. right? You don't even have to tighten them down, not yet. If you tighten down one, then it just kind of may throw the others out of whack. Okay, so. Get all those, right? One more down here. Get those kind of installed by hand. Then you can go around and torque them all down, right? And that's the fan cover. You know, super simple. You'll need to remove that and put it back on after you put this electric motor on. Okay. All right, next thing we're going to look at is installing the carburetors. Okay, so that electric starter motor and the carburetors, they will be in a separate box. All right, so when you get it, do not take this air filter adapter. Let me tighten this down. Okay, I want to show you the carbs, right? The intake. There's no specific right or way. It could go upside down, or it could go this way, or this way, right? Either way is fine. The engine will come in its main box, and the carburetors will come in a second box with that electric starter motor. And the reason for that is, number one, weight, and then number two, we don't want an intake sticking out, fumbling around in the box, and then breaking off and, you know, destroying your intake or something. So I'm going to show you how to install this. This is a 3D printed air filter adapter that I designed specifically for a 3-inch air filter. So I'll send you a link to that. You know, all you do is just put it on, tighten up your hose clamp, and then now you have one large air filter for both, you know, for both carburetors. So do not take this, whether you want to put on velocity stacks or whatever, don't take this off until you install the carbs, okay? This is helping to keep the proper gear mesh right here, because both throttles are operated, you know, you're operating one throttle. It has a gear on it that's operating the other throttle. So, you know, one throttle shaft is operating both with a gear mesh that's pretty important, okay? So, what you're gonna do is take the engine out of the box, take off these nuts. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. You can see it's not a difficult process, but it's kind of a tight space, especially when you're trying to put these nuts back on, but I'll try to show you. So you can put it this way or the other way. I'm going to include this throttle cable bracket just because it was already on my engine or on my carburetor for my mini bike. And then there is let me show you. Sorry. It is difficult to do with one hand, film and install this. There's going to be a throttle arm with the swivel right here. You know, you run your cable through this hose, run it through this hole in the swivel, tighten it down, and then as you pull your throttle, whether that's a pedal, a twist throttle, however you want to do it, right? As you pull the throttle cable, it moves this throttle shaft, which in turn moves the gears, which moves everything. Okay, so this will be in there. All right, so we've taken off these nuts. All right, we have our gears. You can have gears facing the red fan cover, facing the other way. It's really up to you, you know, which way you want to run them. So you can run it this way or this way. Again, makes no difference. It might be a hair easier clearance-wise if you put this one on the bottom. Okay, so, but again, not too big of a deal. So just kind of set it on there. And those 4 holes, right? All right. It is kind of annoying to do with one hand holding the fall on, one hand trying to thread these on. I think I got that one started. And again, it's not difficult. It's just in a, you know, kind of a tight space back here. You don't really have a lot of room. And trying to do it with one hand isn't helping. Come around this side, same thing. Oh, I tightened it up too much. I don't have enough space. Let's back this one up a little bit. Get that started. Right, and we're just getting a couple threads on it. You see, I just got a couple of turns. This bottom one fell off on this side. Sorry for the shaky cam. I know that's annoying. It's just hard to do with one hand. I'm trying to look at the camera, look at the threads. All right, got it. Sorry for the shaky cam. All right, got all four on. Then you can just go back around, kind of get them finger tight as best you can. Ugh. All right, my apologies. All four are on there, kind of finger tight. And then you're just going to come around with a 7/16 wrench. Right. You're not torquing it down, you're just kind of getting them installed where it pulls the carb close. Alright, again, you can see this side, kind of a tight area to get back to, right? If you're tempted to take one of these gears off to get to it better, don't, right? Because again, it's specifically set up with the right amount of mesh, gear mesh. Alright, and you can see I did that annoyingly shaky cam, but with only one hand, I installed the whole thing and held the camera, right? So it's not a hard install. Once you got all of them put on, you can come back around, give it a little German spec tightening, good and tight, right? German spec. Boom, done. You have installed the carburetors. Then you just come, put your little throttle swivel on. You know, I'm actually going to reverse this for you. It depends. I'll let you do it, right? If you flip this and you have it up here, it's just easier access if you leave this little socket head facing up, or as you can see, if you put it on this side, it's hard to get to that little socket head. So all you got to do is take that out, flip it around, put this nut on it. All right, tighten that down. Make sure it's not hitting your carburetor, right? Bring it out to the edge. Make sure it's free and clear. Tighten it down, and then as you pull your throttle cable, you will move this throttle shaft. That will open both gears and open both carburetors. Okay, so I apologize for the lengthy video, but just wanted to show you, you know, that's how you set everything up. Okay, so carburetor, install that. Then you can take this off afterwards if you want to. Otherwise, you can purchase the air filter off Amazon. I think it's like 20 bucks or 15 bucks. All right, and then you're good to go.